Hello and welcome back to Aging Well, monthly production of Somerville Cambridge Elder Services. I'm your host, Nathan Lamb, and our topic today is caregiver stress. And in this segment of Aging Well, we're going to talk about how the Adult Family Care Program helps family caregivers and other living caregivers really succeed and avoid the dangers of caregiver stress. So let's welcome back in Nina and Carolyn. And let's jump right into it and talk a little bit about the Adult Family Care Program.
Yeah, the Adult Family Care program we have at Somerville Cambridge Elder Services, is a program designed to provide support to caregivers, like you mentioned, people who are caring for individuals 16 or older, who are mass health eligible, and it's a kind of a program that's like a diversion program to keep people in the community and out of facilities and other institutions.
They can get the care they need at home.
Exactly, the best care at home.
Absolutely. And I love that there's several different ways that this program helps out. And I guess we could start with the first one, is that it can help alleviate financial stress from when you're doing the full-time caregiving, but also needing to make a living. Can we talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so caregiving does take a financial toll on people. It prevents them from being out of the home and able to work as much as they would like to. Also, just the expenses of providing care. So the mass health funded aspect of this is it provides a stipend to the caregiver, and it's a monthly tax-free stipend, which caregivers find very helpful.
Absolutely. And I think the next one is almost as important, the ongoing training.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So each home has a nurse and a social worker. They come out every month to provide support and education and training. And basically we are providing the tools to caregivers to help them succeed at the job that they are doing. And I think it helps caregivers feel supported, helps them feel knowledgeable, and able to provide the care that they want to provide.
Absolutely. Because I remember we were talking about this once where it's like all different sorts of people come to family caregiving, and you probably don't have a background in human services or social work when you go into it. For myself personally, when I'm trying to do something that I've never done before and I've not been prepared for, I find that immensely stressful. So I have to imagine just having that affirmation of you're doing it right or this is the way you should be doing it would be huge.
Yes, our nurses and social workers, they provide education and training about diagnoses, medications, anything that relates to the specific care that the caregiver needs to provide, and I think it helps them feel more equipped and confident in the care that they're providing.
Absolutely. And now I guess we're going to move toward one other topic that goes hand in hand with caregiver stress is caregiver burnout. Mm-hmm. And the program also has some measures that can help avoid that.
Yes, so part of the program is that the caregiver is entitled to 2 weeks of paid respite every year. And so we encourage caregivers to take advantage of this benefit. Mm-hmm. And basically it allows for another caregiver to step in and provide care and be paid for it while the caregiver is still also receiving pay. So many of our caregivers use this as an opportunity to go on vacation or just take time for themselves, like we mentioned previously, which is very important and very difficult for caregivers to do. So this allows them to do that, which then alleviates some of the caregiver stress, hopefully.
Yeah, you need time away.
Yes.
It's definitely a true thing. And in terms of, and I think you actually did mention it because I was going to ask about that. So basically, they're able to find somebody else who's able to come in, and ideally it's going to be someone who's familiar with them.
Yes.
But there's other ways that you can approach that.
Yeah, usually it's a family member or a friend who can provide care for the loved one in the primary caregiver's place, but sometimes our program can actually seek out other caregivers who are willing to step in, and that can help, especially for the caregivers who are more isolated and don't have friends or family members nearby who can help out.
Absolutely. And I just thought maybe now is a good time to mention, before she was an aging life care manager, you were actually a social worker with adult family care. Can you speak to a little bit of the experiences of how you've seen these supports be able to help people succeed at caregiving?
Sure. So when I was an AFC social worker, I really enjoyed being able to go into the homes and have a relationship with the families, and I think that they appreciated that as well. It helped decrease the isolation a little bit and connect them to resources. It's helpful, I think, to have people who are in the aging or healthcare field who kind of know a little bit about what's out there and what's available to you to kind of guide you as a home or as a family caregiver.
Yeah, absolutely. And can we talk a little bit about the eligibility requirements for this program? Because it's free for the person receiving care, but there are some requirements.
Yes, so the person has to be Mass Health eligible, 16 or older, and they have to live together. So the participant lives with the caregiver, which makes it a little different than some other Mass Health funded programs. And basically the person receiving the care has to be in need of assistance with at least one activity of daily living, such as bathing, dressing, eating, ambulating, transferring. I think I got that all.
They basically
Toileting.
need some help
Yes.
in order to live
Right.
at home.
Right.
And I guess before we wrap up discussion about AFC, do you have any general thoughts about the program? I know whenever Jeannie comes on the show, she talks about how much she loves it because she sees it as this caring, cost-effective alternative to receiving, care in a nursing home.
Yes.
Or something along those lines. Do you have any other perspectives on that?
Yeah, what I love about the program is it allows people to remain in the community, out of nursing homes, out of other residential facilities, as long as possible. And I think that's what most people want. They want to be at home, they want to age in place, and that's what our program helps them do. And while also supporting the people providing the care, which I think is really at the heart of the program as well. We have caregivers who do feel very overwhelmed, and our nurses and social workers, sometimes their presence alone brings a lot to the table, brings a lot to the caregiver. It kind of enriches their lives, makes them feel more connected, decreases the isolation, like Carolyn said, and our caregivers just genuinely appreciate the support that they receive from the nurses and social workers.
All right, that's all for this segment. We'll be back in a moment with a little discussion about the Community Living Options program. We'll be right back.